to celebrate our Father, Brett Riley. And thank you for everyone that is also viewing the live stream that is going on right now as well. If I had to describe my dad in one word, well, maybe a little more than one, it would be more to the go-to guy. He was the kind of person that you would call for anything, and he would be there, no questions asked. I could stand up here and talk about all the long nights he worked, and he would still come home, rush outside to play catch with me, even though he threw liners at my head all the time. He made me the baseball player that I was. He called me the vacuum. I could also talk about every Halloween that we had with him growing up. He would make all of our costumes, from the Rocketeer to the Three Ninjas. Yes, Nathan, the Rocketeer jetpack was the best. And then for the Three Ninjas, he had three boys. Rocky, that was me, Colt, Nathan, and Tum Tum. That was Tyler. He loved his food. And at the same time, it really shows how old I am, naming those old movies. But the one story that stands out the most, to me, it happened when I started the company of the Monkey House Ride Co. Which, by the way, a lot of you probably don't know, he named it. It was his dream to run a racing team called Monkey House. And I know right now he's looking down saying, you didn't say that right, you gotta say Monkey House right. And the way he would say it is Monkey House. But I was at Glen Helen Raceway. It was a long weekend. I was tired, promoting, racing. I loaded up my van, which we will get to in just a second, and I headed home. I was looking at about a 4.5 hour drive with traffic, and I was heading up the 15. My husband was somehow the tow truck came and got me and took me 30 minutes the other direction, which I don't know why. Called my dad, and I said, hey, my hose blew. He goes, well, you have a Ford. What do you expect? Well, I tried to fix it. I called them. They didn't have the hose I needed. They gave me some weird device. And he said, well, Napa has it. I'll be there in about 4.5 hours. He arrived at about 12:30 at night with a Pepsi in hand, with this little kit that he bought from Amazon that he thought was the coolest thing ever. And he fixed my van. Him and I drove another 5.5 hours home. On the whole way home, we were on the phone talking. It was probably one of the most amazing talks that we could have had. He was talking about shirts that I could print for the company that I can't say in this building. And then when we hit about Tulare, he said, hey, I'm going to pull over. I need some sleep. If your hose blows again, don't worry, I'll catch it. That was our dad. You could call him, and he would be there. Especially for us three boys. Doesn't even matter if it was an 8.5 round trip drive. He would literally give you the shirt off his back for anybody in this room. Another memory I will always hold. Was him and I got to go to Madera Speedway. For For once, it was just the two of us. I remember looking back, and I could see the pure joy of hearing those engines come screaming down the front straightaway, and you could tell he was at peace, listening to those engines. Even though he picked the cars he always picked, either blew up or wrecked. But that was him. But while we were sitting there in between races, I asked him, it was a question from a kid, why didn't you teach your three boys to work on cars? His reply was, I wanted to teach you guys to know how to take care of the car enough to get you home, and that you would not break anything else on that car so I could fix it. But he also wanted a better life for us three boys, which he was also a master mechanic, and he was amazing that you could hold the phone to the car and he could tell you what's wrong with it through that phone call. But he wanted us to do something different. He taught us a lot. For me, was trucks. I love trucks. I hate cars. Even though I always tested his patience by buying Fords instead of Chevys. And maybe I might get a Chevy next time. Most likely not, though. He was a firm father who believed deeply in raising strong men. I remember times I had accidents on the track when we were racing. He was always the first one there. For a big man, I don't know how he got there so fast, but he was there. But instead of picking us up and carrying us off the track, he would tell us, you need to get up. You have to finish your lap. And that's what we would do, and we would finish our race. That lesson has stayed with me since I have grown up. And unfortunately, my kids have to bear with that now. He taught me no matter how hard life is and how hard it hits you, you have to find the strength to get up and keep going. I know a lot of you will miss him. We will miss him too, as a family. I will miss hearing him, especially yelling about how dumb engineers are, or how they place parts on cars that you can't get off. Sorry, Tyler. But what I will miss the most is being able to call him and ask him to come look at my truck. Even when I knew what was wrong with it already, I just wanted to see him and talk to him. We will miss you, but you are never gone. You can live in our hearts, and now I know every night when you complain about your hands, you can actually rest, because we will see you again.